All right, let's continue. Okay. Mm, let's create a sphere, very simple one. Make sure it's polygonal sphere, and create a description. And I'm just gonna create a spline with randomly and using attributes. Just create. Okay. In the primitives, we have a few options here, which I believe not so many in the primitive attributes. Maybe a couple of 3 options are very useful and the others are not as used as the others. For example, the generate primitive is this is not something new. We talked about that in the first section. We can change it to, this is randomly, you can change it to uniform, as you can see. They will be perfectly aligned, straight, horizontally and vertically. So this is it. You can change it to specify location, and we'll get a new option which is called primitive locations, and you can specify locations. For example, here, those I've specified 4 locations, and just save, and we get 4. So it is almost the same as before. So we'll just go back to randomly. Even if I change to randomly, I still get the point. So when next time I go to specify location, I'll get no warning saying that there's no specified location. Now I have it. So okay, this is one thing. Let's go back to randomly. We have seed. This is very useful when you copy description or duplicate the description. It will be exactly the same location and exactly the same. But if you change the seed, we'll get 2 description with the same setting but different variation. Okay. So for example, if I change the seed to 1 here, I'll get a different 1, and if I change it to something, let's just change it to something like 2, 0.2, maybe 0.02. So this is the points I have. If I change the seed, so I'll get the same number of primitives but in different locations. So if I change it to back to 0, as you can see, the position will snap to somewhere else on the surface. This is really useful. Can change to flip inside. You can see it is very self-explanatory. If I am inside the sphere, I choose flip inside unchecked, nothing inside, but it's outside. If I change it to flip inside, I'll get the same location but inside this this sphere. Okay, this is very self-explanatory. Density, it will change the number. Okay, increasing the number, it will increase increasing the density, it will increase the number of the primitives. And if I change it to something like 0.1, it will decrease it quite a lot. So this is the how much you want or how dense you want. You can control it from this by using this slider. Very simple. This is the mask. It is I believe this is the most beside the density, this is the most useful option in this section, which I'm trying to show you now. The mask section, we have to select this this upside down triangle, and after left click on it, choose create map. You can specify the map resolution. It doesn't matter how much you put there, it's just only for the viewport purpose, and you will be safe from stepping. Okay, with if it is low resolution, let's just go with 5 and just create, and usually white. Okay, Adobe, okay, and now if I go to the tool setting here, okay, it is very simple. Just double click here. You go to the tool setting, and I'm gonna paint it in black, where black conceals, hides the the the, the, the primitives. Okay, so if I paint it in black, well, it is even not black, but consider it is black. Okay, this time it's black. Yes, I don't know why the first time was not black. And if I refresh it, I'm supposed to have no primitives in that area. I'll explain to you why do I have primitives. Let's just do it in a bigger area. Okay, if I choose refresh, still I have it. Let's just change the intensity to something like 10. Okay, I still have this. Okay, this is because of this is a PTX map, and this map is not been saved yet. So we have to save it. Click on the save button. Okay, that's it. Now we don't have as much primitives as we have in the white area. But what if I want to eliminate all the here, or all the primitives completely? In that case, you should not use soft brush. You should use a perfectly hard brush. So in this case, I'm just using this. This is a completely hard brush, and we can just make the surrounding area and getting rid of this smooth boundary. After that, if I choose save, we still have a little, but if I just move over, paint it, I should have less. And now even less. Now it is completely no primitives, completely removed, and it is so. And what if you want to use this mask to paint primitives instead of removing? You have to first use the flood section. Instead of white, change it to black, and flood paint, choose save. Now there is no primitives whatsoever. Then instead of painting with black, let's paint it with completely white. Make sure the value is 1 and the saturation is 0. The hue is also 0. So if you can choose, oh my god, let's just change it back to black. You can use change it back to white. You can use B to change the brush size. Okay, make sure not B and the middle mouse. You can increase the brush. In this case, I'm just gonna use a small brush. Okay, choose flood again. Now look at this. If I wanted to have something like an eyebrow, okay, I'm trying with mouse, so it's not easy. You can see it, we have a few stairs stepping. It's because of the resolution of the map. If we used a high resolution, we will have less stair stepping. For let's just use a use a high resolution map. Choose create map. In this case, I'm just choosing 15, 3 times higher. Choose save, and choose flat. Look at this. It is higher in resolution. We still have some stair stepping, but it's definitely higher. And we have to save it, and we only have primitives in those areas. So even if we increase to something like 50, okay, this is what we have. So let's just change it to something like 500 and with a length of 0.1, maybe okay, 0.1 with 200 and the width of something like 0.1 fully tapered. So with this is what we have got. It's really short. Change to 0.5, so we can get something. Even the width's a little bit too much, maybe 0.05. So here we go. Okay, I can add a mustache and a beard using the same technique. Let's just, what if I want to add more? For example, I want to add some mustache to this. Consider this is a face. All you need to do now, okay, click on this icon. Now we will be back to the brush. Okay, I'm not happy with this grid. Let's just hide the grid for now. And then we can add a mustache. Some funny mustache like that. So also some beard, and we can change the brush size and add some beard here as well. Okay, so all you need to do now, just press on save. Just save it and select the select tool, and we created some funky face, okay, funny face with using just the mask, okay. And if you want to have some, okay, you use it randomly, but what if you wanted to, okay, be random but to have some primitives in some very specific location? Okay, you may wonder, okay, what about using this specified location? If you use that, you will remove the if you use it, you'll remove the all the here, okay. You only have it in the specified location. But if what if I want to have this? May you wonder, okay, what about creating a new description? No need for that. We have the option. All you need to do now is just go more primitives, add, just specify points, then can specify the points, and press on save. Without removing anything, we added some more, and the beauty thing is we can still control it using the same primitive attribute parameters because it's the same description. Perfect. So this is that option. Another option is the compensate normal and compensate for an even parameterization. If I remove it, compensate normal, you can see a slight change appears. Okay, and the compensate for an even parameterization, also if I click on it, so many here will disappear. Okay, I just unselect it. they're not, I haven't used them so much, but this is just to averages the primitives along the normal, and this one is to average the primitive is based on the size of the polygons. Okay, let me show you this in another example. This compensate for an even parameterization, even and then compensate for normal, and a much clearer example. Okay, so what to do? Go to the outliner, window outliner, and delete this one. So we left with the sphere and create a new description, everything at the default. If I just unselect it, as you can see, they will move slightly based on the normal of the surface, okay? Trying to compensate with the high and the low normal and average them out. So by default is on, which is something I recommend. But if you think they're not doing well, you can play with it. Maybe you can get a good result. Okay, so that's it. But the point is here is, as you can see, it is almost distributed equally along the surface. If I choose compensate for an even parameterization, doesn't change so much, but if we increase the density, as you can see, those area with the smaller size polygons, just show you, they will increase more than the area with bigger size polygon. Okay, so if you have very large size polygon with a very small size polygon and you want to somehow average them or compensate, you can see since it is being compensated, so there's no need to that will not go, even if I went further, I will not get more primitives, but I have to create a new map. Okay, then if I refresh it, I'll get it for every single area, include the smaller areas. Okay, I haven't used that so much, and I'm not saying it is useless. It is useful, but not as much, in my opinion, not as much useful as the mask and the density and the seed. I think these three are the most useful. Beside the more primitives, this is also another useful option. But the other, this is used by default. And okay, let's just turn this guy off. You can see if I turn this off, the density on the top will reduce, okay, a little bit. So this is it. This is useful for a surface of a polygonal surface with an even with an equal, not equal polygon sizes. Okay, one polygon is very big, the other one is small, so you want to distribute the primitives along all the polygons equally, but the smaller size should have more than the bigger size. Okay, okay, you can use this compensate for an even parameterization in that case. Okay, and also according to the help file which shows here, it really explains that redistributes the parameters in area where the distribution is uneven. Okay, and also for the normal, I found this useful for faces um, when they are faced in. Okay, if I check this and increase this a little bit, I will um, hide the faced in in those areas. Okay, all right.